All right, well, welcome to Shibboleth. This week is your fast track week to get you started so that you can learn the program. And what's going to happen today is day one. It runs through Saturday. Saturday is day 7. So every single day you're going to get a post in this group from me, and it's going to have a couple of videos for you to watch, which are the fast track videos. And basically it's breaking down the whole program, and you might hear some things being repeated over the week, but that's okay. When you're learning something, it's important to hear things be repeated. So that's what's going to happen with the assignments each day, and you're going to have little videos. And then I'm also going to show you how to utilize parts of the website. So becoming very familiar with this website is going to be important, because it's just an amazing website with all kinds of tools. But if nobody shows you how to use them, and you're not one that digs in and figures this out for yourself, then I'm there to do that for you. So you need to watch those little videos and play around as well. Now I'm kind of old school here, so I have my little flip chart. Plus, I just feel like y'all getting to see me on the first night helps you get to know me a little bit better. Tomorrow night, we're also going to have a webinar, and it's going to be a simple food combining webinar, and you'll see more of a computer screen tomorrow night. So, but anyway, there's some numbers that you can text there, and that's going to be in an assignment this week, so don't worry about that. But my little story here with Shibboleth is this. I'm an educator, so I've always educated myself on what I should and shouldn't be eating, but I've never been one to necessarily just go on restrictive diets and stuff like that. But even though I'd educate myself, and I was always kind of taking food away from what I was eating because I heard that wasn't good for you, better not do that, I was still not making very good choices with my food. And, when you're going out to eat and all that kind of stuff. So I just was getting bigger, and I'd gotten up to 185.5, which my highest weight as an adult was 186, not pregnant. And so then I got up to 185.5, and when I got on the scale that morning and I saw that, I thought, you have got half a pound to turn this around. You've got to do something about this. You got to figure this out. Well, thankfully, I had seen a friend posting on Facebook. So see, sometimes it's a really great idea to pay attention to your friends on Facebook. I'd seen a friend posting on Facebook about what she was doing. So this was on a Thursday night. I gave her a call. I said, tell me what this is that you're posting about. And so she did. And I thought, well, that makes sense. That really makes a lot of sense. And so, of course, they have a website, and I'm one of those people who will scour a website. So I basically went on their website, and I clicked on every tab. I clicked on every link. If there was a document, I read it from first word to last word. I mean, I just scoured the website, and I really liked it there. I liked what they had on the website. So then I found out they've got a store in Cartersville, Georgia. Now, y'all, this really is an online program. You never have to go to a store to do this program. Anybody that can understand Southern English, because I speak Alabama, and they have access to the internet, then you can do this program. But we do have 2 stores here in Georgia, one in Cartersville and one in Dalton. So I went to the Cartersville store just to see what it was all about. And again, I liked what I saw. And it was only $50 to join. And I thought, well, dang, I spend more than $50 at a meal at a restaurant. So this is for a year. I can do that. We've all signed up, hopefully, for the Tiger's Eye now, which is an even better deal. That's a lifetime membership. But it made sense to me to just give this a shot. So I signed up. And then that was the Saturday before spring break of 2019. Well, I went on 2 trips that week. Well, while I was gone on the 2 trips, I listened to all of Travis's little daily doses, the 26 little daily doses. And so I came back from the second trip on a Monday, went to the grocery store on Tuesday, and I started this program on Wednesday, April 10th. And within a week, I'd lost 9 pounds. And within a month, I'd lost 18.5 pounds. And in the first 3 months, I lost to my goal weight. I was trying to get to 150. I lost 35.5 pounds in 3 months exactly. Well, at that point, I went into our maintenance program. And in our maintenance program, this program is so awesome that in our maintenance program, I lost another 15 pounds. I mean, I didn't even know I had 50 pounds to lose. So, but obviously my body figured it out and did it. And I've been maintaining that since August, September, and so forth. So it's awesome. I love it. Y'all are gonna love it. This is information that is gonna be just mind blowing, and it's very scientific. So really, you're gonna learn what your body does, and you now, with this information I'm gonna share with you tonight and over the course of this week, are gonna be able to control certain things. That's gonna make such a huge, huge difference. So welcome to all of you. I'm so excited, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now, I do have to tell you this, that one of the reasons that I believe I was so successful in the program is that I follow the rules. Travis, he lost over 100 pounds. He's our founder. He lost over 100 pounds 20 years ago. And basically, I call him a biohacker, okay? So he's always kind of hacking biology. And then basically, he's put it into this program for us to follow. I'm so thankful I didn't have to come up with the program. I just get to follow the program, okay? But I do follow it, and I follow it to a T. So I do think that's something that's helped me be super successful at it. So if you're also one of those type of people, just jump in on that. And if you're not, try really, really hard, because if you follow the rules, it works. And the rules aren't hard, okay? But I kind of boil this down to very, very, very simple concepts. There are two modes in Shibboleth. You either have weight loss mode or maintenance mode. You are in weight loss mode if you haven't hit your goal weight yet and you don't have your victory badge. So once you've hit your goal weight and you have your victory badge, then you can move over to maintenance mode if you want to. And I'll go over what the difference between those are in just a second, because there's really only one main difference: holidays. There are only two types of days in Shibboleth. You're either having a perfect day or you're having a holiday. So a perfect day is where we follow the Shibboleth shield. I'm going to go over that in just a second. And a holiday is where you are not following some component of the Shibboleth shield. And one of the options in the journal where we're going to be journaling this is unsure. You're not unsure. You know whether you're having a perfect day or a holiday. So I wouldn't mark unsure, okay? So perfect day or a holiday. This right here is the difference between weight loss and maintenance. And actually, some people don't trust themselves when they get up to maintenance, so they remain in weight loss mode because their timing chart in the website, which we'll go over this week, the timing chart in the website will show you some icons. And if you get past your number of holidays that you're supposed to have, you get a little diet devil icon. Nobody wants that. So you can set in your profile whether you're in weight loss or you're in maintenance. So some people, even though they've hit maintenance, remain in weight loss mode on the website, okay? But you might as well utilize the maintenance when you get there once you kind of all get in the groove, okay? So you have up to 6 holidays in a calendar month when you are in weight loss. And then you have up to 12 holidays in a calendar month when you're in maintenance. Think about that. You have almost half of the month once you get to maintenance that you could do literally whatever you wanted to do. And as long as those other days are truly perfect days, not slipping into okay days, okay? Truly perfect days, you will maintain your weight loss. But tonight, I feel like we're talking about weight loss, but I just want you to know that you do have that available once you get into maintenance. But right now, we're going to be talking about weight loss tonight. You have up to 6 holidays to utilize in a calendar month. And I strategize all of my holidays. I don't just let them randomly happen to me. I know when they're going to happen. There are 5 components to following the Shibboleth shield. Number 1 is water. Number 2 is journaling. Number 3 is combinations. Number 4 is portions. And number 5 is timing. It takes 2 perfect days to get into EFB. Those are my 3 favorite letters now, EFB. EFB stands for efficient fat burning. Efficient fat burning is the ability to access stored fat and get rid of it. And now we're going to teach you how to do that tonight and over the course of this week. So in your timing chart, your first perfect day is going to show up as a green check. Your second perfect day is going to show up as another green check. Your third perfect day is going to be a flame. So it's going to be your third perfect day, but it's going to be your first day in EFB, efficient fat burning. Now, what's happening during these first 2 days is that you are getting rid of glycogen, sodium, and insulin from your body that are not allowing your body to be an efficient fat burning. So we're going to go over that in just a second. But just remember, it takes 2 perfect days to get into efficient fat burning. It's going to show up as a flame in your calendar. I love that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to break down each component of the Shibboleth Shield, because honestly, if you can start this tomorrow, I truly believe that you can drop 7 pounds in 7 days following this program. The 5 components of the Shibboleth Shield are easy to do. So number 1 is water. You want to drink at least half a gallon of water. That's 64 ounces. Basically, that's 4 regular sized water bottles. But your goal is a gallon, okay? And you're going to find that drinking that water is going to help you not be as hungry. Water does so many things for our body. So first of all, it is good for our skin. It helps with skin elasticity. It also helps fend off headaches, and it flushes out toxins, and it metabolizes fat, and it helps us, this is a big one, this helps us stay satisfied, okay? Because one of the things when you start changing your food intake, you start changing that, you might feel a little hungry between meals. Well, that's when you go to your water for sure. So if you're trying to get a gallon in, which is your goal, then you're not going to be nearly as hungry. You're going to be much more satisfied, okay? So utilize that water. But also, water in, fat out. Water in, poop out. I know, I just said it, poop. But we have to keep waste moving efficiently. And also, a body that is dehydrated just does not release fat and toxins as quickly and easily. So we want to stay hydrated. All right. And oh, this is my little rule on this. Don't get to 63 and think it's a perfect day. Make it 64. Do it right. If you're going to do the program, do it right. So 64 ounces is your minimum to be able to say you had a perfect day, but your goal is 128 ounces, which is a full gallon. Component number 2 of a perfect day is journaling. We want to write down everything that we eat. So if you bite it, you need to write it. If you hog it, you need to log it. If you nibble it, you need to scribble it. If you drink it, you need to ink it. You have got to write down everything that you put in your mouth. There are no idle bites on Planet Shibboleth. So you need to make sure that you write down everything that you eat or drink, put it on there. Now, you can do this in the app, and there's going to be a little assignment that tells you to download the app. The app's only 99 cents, so it's real easy. But you can also do it on the website. And you can also do it in paper, but we prefer that you do it electronically because you have access to your timing chart if you're doing it electronically. And also, if you ever needed us to look at it, then we can look at it if you're doing it electronically. You can just submit it for a journal review. And all of that's included in your payment, which is amazing. So the journal, though, the reason that you journal is because, one, it helps you learn the program because it's going to ask you what combination you're eating, you know, what category of food you're eating. But also it helps you eat more mindfully. When you're not journaling, you just walk by and pick up that cookie and put it in your mouth, or walk by and pick up those chips and put them in your mouth. But when you are journaling, you're much more mindful of what you're doing. So that's why we journal. So you need to do number 1 and number 2 for sure to have a perfect day. Number 3, this one is really, really, really important. So component number 3 of a perfect day is you're going to eat properly combined meals. And we're going to come back to that in just a second. We're going to have another webinar tomorrow night, and then there's going to be videos this week that help you pull all this information together, okay? So you want to eat properly combined meals. Properly combined meals keep away the fat bus. The fat bus is a thing. It's really a thing. So we're going to talk about what the fat bus is in a second, but eating properly combined meals keeps away the fat bus. Component number 4 of a perfect day is eating properly portioned meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. Okay, you just put your hands together, just as close as you can get them together, and you put them down over your food. And if you can't see food sticking all out from around your hands, then use portion control. I love that because I do not have to count calories. I do not have to weigh my food. I don't have to measure my food. I properly combine it, and then I cover it up. And if it's too much, I put it away for later. So that's a really great and easy way to portion control. And the reason that you want to portion control your food is because 1 pound of fat has 3,500 calories in it. So we're trying to get into a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories to lose that pound of fat. So you want to portion control, obviously, for that reason. Now, the first 4 components that we talk about must be done in order to have a perfect day. But this one right here, this is the only part of the shield. We call it the Shibboleth shield or Shibboleth shield, but Shibboleth shield rolls off my tongue easier, so that's why I call it that. But this is the only component of the shield that if you don't get it quite right, it will not kick you out of having a perfect day, okay? It's timing. This one is really an optimization component. So you wake up in the morning, and within about an hour or 2 of waking, you want to eat your breakfast. And that is because you're breaking your overnight fast. Basically, with that, you are starting to fuel your metabolism. So you're breaking your overnight fast. And then you want to eat again about 4 to 6 hours later. That'd be lunch. And then you're going to eat again 4 to 6 hours later. That would be dinner. So really, we only do 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And think about it like this: breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, and dinner for the Holy Spirit. You get 3 opportunities to sit down and thank the Lord for the food that He's given you that day. And 3 meals is very, very reasonable, okay? So that's our goal. Our goal is really 3 meals a day. But remember, sometimes when we change our eating habits, we get a little hungry. So that's why you go to the water first. Go to the water first. But if you are having, and Travis calls it this, and it blew my mind when he first said it, don't be offended by it. If you're having a moment of mental weakness, because, you know, we could power through and get to lunch, and we could power through and get to dinner. But sometimes in the beginning and other times we need to do something. If you're having a moment of mental weakness, we do have things for that. Freebies, extra, and a snack. So freebies are something that you could really have anytime you wanted to, and they're things that aren't going to help you, not going to hurt you. So egg whites is a big one that people will use sometimes, or dill pickles. Sugar-free Jell-O. So when you go into the food library, there's a list of freebies. You would just go in there and heart the ones that you like, and then you'll know which ones that you like. Personally, I use water for my freebie. I really don't do freebies, but they are allowed if you need them. And then we've got an extra. You would be allowed 1 extra in a day. And an extra is something that's too many calories to be a freebie, but it's not as many calories as a snack. Okay, so about 70, 80 calories, and we have a huge approved list of extras in the food library. And then we have a snack. Now, a snack is no more than 200 calories, and listen, all these would need to be Shibboleth approved. You can't just go, I can eat whatever I want that's 200 calories, because this program is all about controlling insulin, and we're going to revisit that in a second with component number 3, because there's a lot more to talk about with that one. But all these things would need to be approved. But a snack is no more than 200 calories, and you could utilize that too. But while we're here, I want to talk about this. The whole point with us trying to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner only is that grazing does not help our body's metabolism. So if you had a fire and you put way too much stuff on the fire, let's say you just went and threw a whole bunch of paper on the fire, and you threw pine straw on the fire, or whatever, you know, you're going to smother that fire. So your metabolism, if you're constantly giving it food, you're not fueling it, you're smothering it. So that's why we have 3 meals a day. But if you add in a bunch of freebies and then an extra and a snack, you're grazing, okay? So if it were me and I was really, really hungry, I would just try to have water first and then maybe go to a freebie. And then if I wasn't cutting it, you know, move up the line if you need to. But we're still trying to cut calories. So let's go back to thinking about portion control. Freebies, they're really not going to help you, not going to hurt you. But, you know, if you eat too many of them, they will add up. So let's just say you had 30 calories worth of freebies in a day. Well, let's say you had a 70 calorie extra in a day. Well, that's 100 calories added together. Let's say you had a 200 calorie snack in a day. That's 300 calories. Well, remember how I said a pound of fat has 3,500 calories in it. Well, if you are trying to go into a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories, adding 300 calories in a day isn't getting you to where you want to be very expediently. You will get there, but it's more like you took the scenic route to your destination rather than the Concorde to Europe, okay? So they're available. And here's what I have to say about that. It's better to go to a freebie, an extra, and a snack than to throw up your hands in hunger and eat a bag of chips that aren't approved, okay? So even if you have to go to those, it's better to go to those and remain in EFB, remain keeping your perfect day, than to just throw up your hands and not have those, okay? So this timing chart is really for optimization, but our goal is 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, about 4 to 6 hours apart, and we can utilize freebies, extras, and snacks if we need to, but it's not optimal. It's one of those things that's allowed but not expedient. Okay, so I'm gonna check and see if I have any questions real quick. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to revisit, component 3. Component 3 of combining the foods, this is what I call one of the shibboleths, okay, the secrets. This is one of the secrets to shibboleth, okay? And in order to be able to properly combine your foods, you do need to know the categories of food. So we have category 1 is a lean protein. Category 2 is a fibrous carb. Category 3 is an energy carb. Category 4 is a protein plus fat. Category 5 is an antioxidant carb or fruit. Category 6 is superfood. And category 7 is shellfish, which is really just a number 1 lean protein. And I'll talk about that in a second. But lean protein is things like chicken, a pork tenderloin, not pork chops, turkey breast, egg whites, Oikos 000 yogurt, those kind of things. So those are some lean proteins. And one of the assignments this week is for you to look up into the food library at least 10 lean proteins that you like to get you started. So a lean protein is a protein that hardly has any fat in it at all. So that's what number 1 is. Number 2, which is a fibrous carb, that is your leafy green vegetables or your cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, squash, green beans, that kind of thing. They're in there, but there's something awesome in our category too, fibrous carbs. There's some breads in there. And you might be thinking, I thought I was going to have to cut out bread, or I thought I was going to have to do all these things. We don't exclude any macronutrients, okay? Any program that excludes an entire macronutrient is not a program that is sustainable for life. Most people just aren't willing to give that up for the rest of their life. So in the category 2, fibrous carb category, we have Nature's Own double fiber wheat bread, Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla, Thomas Light 100 calorie English muffins, and those are just a couple. But the reason that those breads make it into this category is that they have enough lean protein and fiber in them, or basically fiber, to make them react and respond in your body more like a green bean does than just a piece of bread does. Isn't that amazing? So you might have to switch around some of the products that you're currently using. So let's just say you're buying some tortilla and you look in a food library and the food library does not have your tortilla in it. You just want to find a tortilla that you like that's listed in the food library. Let's say you're buying some loaf bread and you don't see it in the food library. Well, find one that you like out of the food library. So a lot of this is just switching over a product that you might buy in the grocery store. Category 3, your energy carbs. That's where all your potatoes are, corn, tomatoes and onions are in there, but you can use those as a condiment with our condiment rule. And just all of those really, really starchy carbs. All of your peas are in there, and all of your light colored beans are in the energy carb. Your protein plus fat, that is an excellent protein. It's just a protein that has a little bit more fat in it. So 1, whole eggs, all cuts of steak are in there, that kind of thing. So that's a protein plus fat. Your antioxidant carb, well, antioxidants are excellent for you, okay? They go around in your body and they pick up free radicals, and them doing that helps our cells stay healthy. But in weight loss, get this right, in weight loss, we have to treat fruit a little bit differently than we do in maintenance. In maintenance, you can have a piece of fruit by itself as a snack, but in weight loss, you have to treat fruit a little bit differently, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But an antioxidant carb is fruit. And then your superfood, that's all of your nuts and your seeds, your nut butters, all of your darker colored beans, your avocado, and Wendy's chili. Not all chili, because not all chili is made the same, but Wendy's chili made the list as a superfood. And then number 7 is your shellfish. It's shrimp and scallops and all that kind of stuff. Now, this number 7 used to be in the category 1 lean protein, but due to biblical reasons, some people don't want to eat it, and allergies and other medical reasons, people don't want to eat it. So Travis just took it out of the lean proteins and put it down at the bottom. So if you don't even eat shellfish, then you don't even have to worry about that. But all fish is in the category 1 lean protein. Okay, so I don't know if y'all have a notebook or not, but I'm hoping you do. If you don't, it's okay. You can, you'll learn this throughout the week as well. I want you to know the categories that you can eat by themselves, because that's kind of important to know. You can eat a lean protein by itself. You can eat a fibrous carb by itself. Never, ever, 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 unless you're on a holiday, eat an energy carb by itself. Number 4, protein plus fat, you can eat by itself in a pinch. I'll explain that in a second. Number 5, fruit. Do not eat it by itself when you're in the weight loss mode. Number 6, you can eat it by itself. And number 7, you can eat it by itself. So there's 5 out of the 7 that you could eat by themselves if you needed to. There's really only 2 when you're in weight loss that you don't want to eat by themselves at all, because they bring more of an insulin release, and the insulin is what we want to be able to control. Because when we're able to control insulin, we're able to control our ability to access stored fat. And accessing stored fat is really, really important. Okay, so now let's look at this. Let's talk about this energy carb, this number 3 here. You don't want to eat it by itself, but it's on the program, right? You just have to pair it. So this, I call this a must and an and. You must pair it with a category 1 lean protein and a category 2 fibrous carb. So what that might look like on your plate is a chicken breast, some green beans, and a 1/4 cup of potato. That's what it would look like. You would still portion control it, but you would put that together. Now, this is the part that just made so much sense to me. So with this category 3 energy carb that you have on your plate, you're enjoying it, it's going to bring a little bit more of an insulin release. But what's happening is when you pair it like you need to with the category 1 and the category 2, you're allowing the protein in the lean protein and the fiber in the fibrous carb to negate the insulin release that is coming from the energy carb. You're just letting food be your medicine, which is amazing. So we combine those together in the proper way, and you have a delicious meal, and you are controlling the fat bus. You're controlling insulin. Let's look at number 5. Number 5, you don't want to eat a piece of fruit by itself in weight loss. In weight loss, you must pair the category 5 with a category 1 lean protein and a category 2 fibrous carb. What that might look like is 1/4 cup of berries with some egg whites and a Thomas Light 100 calorie English muffin. That would be a lovely breakfast. So you're letting that food be the medicine that negates the insulin release from that fruit. Isn't that amazing? I love that. It's amazing. Okay, now let's talk about number 4, protein plus fat. The reason I said that you could have that by itself in a pinch is because you know what? Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you hadn't been to the grocery store, but you've got some eggs. All right, scramble yourself up some eggs and eat them and then go on your way and get your grocery shopping done. Or maybe you've gone to an event and you walk over to that table where they have the banquet and nothing really works, but they've got a piece of meat that you can eat. Just eat it, okay? But optimally, you're going to pair this category 4 with a 2, a fibrous carb. And like what might look like you had some pork chops one night and you put some green beans with them. That's what that would look like. Now, while we're on the category 4, protein plus fat, I'm going to talk about how a lean protein sometimes turns into a protein plus fat. When you go to a restaurant, because you can eat at the restaurant and lose weight by doing the right things. Anything that you eat at a restaurant that is a meat, you must consider that a category 4. Even if when you're at home, you would have cooked it and it would have been a lean protein, at the restaurant, you have to consider it a protein plus fat. And this is why. That's a protein, right? Doesn't really have any fat in it. But at the restaurant, you don't know what they cooked it in. They cooked it in some fat that's not an approved shibboleth fat, and it's more than just the natural fat that comes in there, okay? So that's why, to keep yourself safe at a restaurant, all meats need to be considered a category 4. And then based on that information, you know you can only have a 2 with it, all right? Now, you could have a side salad and some broccoli. You're still portion controlling, obviously, or you could just have whatever their vegetable medley is in a side salad. So that's what that looks like. But you want to keep in mind that all meat at a restaurant turns into a 4, and then you need to order a category 2 with it. The other thing we're going to talk about real quick is category 6, superfood. You don't want to eat your category 6 superfood with a 3, 4, or a 5. And the reason is because a superfood, the reason it's called a superfood is it's got all the macronutrients in it. So being that it has all the macronutrients in it, and see how we've split up a lot of these other macronutrients, and this one has all of them in it, we just have to treat it a little bit differently. You're just not going to eat it with this energy carb, a protein plus fat, or a fruit. But what this looks like is maybe you had some black beans with some chicken. That would be great. Maybe you had some green beans with that. So just don't eat your category 6 superfoods with your 3, 4s, and 5s. Now, I like to explain it that way on this overview, but you're going to have a advanced combination chart and a first week combination chart. I preferred the advanced one even my first week, but you're going to have a combination chart. And as long as you know what these are, you can look at the combination chart and see what you can eat together. But I'd really like for you to know the science behind why we eat what we eat with each other, okay? Y'all ask me any questions about that. Okay, Michelle. Okay, so I'm really not going to go over this page because I made this a long time ago and I've kind of changed the way that I do this. But you want to learn the categories and you want to learn the combinations. But that's all on a piece of paper. It's got a little cheat sheet at the bottom. Everything's listed and it's just right there for you. It's easy. But I'm going to go over the fastest fat burning ones next. You're going to want to, in the beginning, keep it really, really simple. Now, in the Facebook group, you might be on this webinar because you're in the fast track group for new people, or maybe you wanted a restart, and some of you are in the second chance group, but y'all don't need to be in both those groups. They're exactly the same. But this week, I want you to keep it really, really simple, because for the fastest fat burning, keeping it simple is best, and then you can kind of branch out. But category 1 lean protein plus the category 2 fibrous carb cooked in MCT oil, which we're going to go over in a second, that's your fastest fat burning meal. And then you have your category 7, which is like shrimp, green beans, cooked in MCT oil. Just do some of those. For example, I know what I was going to say. I put in this group what I ate for my first 20 days. Y'all can go see that. It's on a little spreadsheet. But I don't want you to think it's some fabulous meal plan, because it's not. It was just me trying to figure this thing out. So I did about 30 Mighty Muffins. I don't eat nearly as many Mighty Muffins now, but Mighty Muffins were easily accessible at the grocery store, at the Shibboleth store, and they were easy to make. They tasted good, and I was enjoying them, so I ate them. But don't think it's some type of fabulous meal plan, because it's just what I was doing to learn the program. But one of my first meals was just chicken cooked in MCT oil with broccoli, chicken cooked in MCT oil with some cauliflower, that kind of thing. And I don't eat shellfish, so I never did do any of that. But then meal replacements, they're really good for weight loss as well. We live in a really busy time and a busy world, so sometimes we don't have time to just make a meal, but meal replacements are great for weight loss. So just find some of those that you like as well. Then after you're kind of keeping it simple with this, throwing in some meal replacements on those mornings where you really don't have time, or you're running out the door and you want to take something with you because you don't know where you're going to end up for lunch, throw a meal replacement in. But then after that, you can branch out to the other columns in the combination chart. We talked about that a second ago. Okay, so we're going to talk about MCT oil. MCT oil is a medium chain triglyceride. Okay, so you know how I said a minute ago that there was a wow moment of when you combine your foods, you can control insulin. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but that is huge. Knowing how to control your, combine your foods to control your insulin, that is one of the secrets of Shibboleth. This right here is another secret of Shibboleth. MCT oil, medium chain triglyceride. We highly recommend the zero drag stuff that we sell in the Shibboleth store or online. If you don't really want to do that, you can do the Now brand from Amazon. Now, there are some other approved ones. Anything that says 100% MCT oil is actually approved, but this is one of those things that I just do what Travis says. He likes the zero drag brand, and he recommends the Now brand. So I just follow what he says, and I just do that. So I utilize the zero drag brand. But medium chain triglyceride is a cooking oil. Now, it has almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat, and you use it for cooking, but you don't do things like take it as a supplement. You don't make bulletproof coffee with it, but you use it in recipes and cooking. But I want to compare it to an LCT, a long-chain triglyceride. Long-chain triglycerides are things like canola oil, vegetable oil, olive oil. And when I think back to, okay, so I'm 49. When I think back how many years I'm putting LCTs in my body, not knowing what I'm about to tell you next, well, not knowing that, I was really never able to get my body into efficient fat burning because I was utilizing the wrong oils. So let's talk about MCTs, just the natural name, medium, compared to a long, an LCT. Which one of these do you think might burn up the fastest? A medium chain triglyceride is going to burn up the fastest. In fact, it burns up so fast that when you're cooking with it, please, please, please cook on medium to low heat. Otherwise, you'll set off your smoke detector. So it burns up fast. But an LCT does not burn up very fast at all. It takes a long time to burn up in your body. In fact, it has a great propensity to be stored on the body as fat. and listen to this new comparison. You've got some, you put some LCTs in your body. So there's fat going around in there. Then you go out, let's just say you go to the gym, or let's say that you go for a walk. You're thinking you're doing really, really good for yourself on that walk, right? You're going on the walk and your body is expending energy and it needs to access energy. If you've got some LCTs in there that take a long time to burn up, your body is going to access that quick, simple, easy LCT, okay? We don't want it to do that. Same thing with the energy carb. So let's go back and talk about that right now. The energy carb in the fruit, that's easily accessible energy. So when you give your body that, it's always going to access the easiest energy first. And, but if you've got MCT, let's say that you've used MCT instead, and part of that is cooked up and burned up in cooking, and then, like I said, it burns up automatically in your body almost. In fact, it's thermogenic. It helps burn a few calories too. So it has almost no propensity to be hanging around in your body at all. So you go to the gym or you go on that walk and you're expending that same energy, but you don't have quick, easy, accessible energy running around in your body right then. So when your body needs that energy, guess what it has to do? It has to access stored fat. That's what we want to do. It accesses the stored fat, and that's how you burn fat. This is part of, to me, being an efficient fat burning, utilizing this right oil, okay? You can get into efficient fat burning. Y'all tell me if y'all think that's awesome. I just thought that was awesome. So I don't use any LCTs anymore at all. I don't use olive oil or canola oil or vegetable oil. Now, I want to tell you, olive oil does have some great health properties, so I'm not saying it's bad for you. I'm just saying for weight loss, this is your friend. Yay, thank you, Michelle. It is awesome. So MCT is amazing. Oh, the MCT, when you're using MCT oil, let's say that you're cooking one piece of chicken for yourself, use 1 tablespoon. If you're cooking 4 pieces of chicken, let's just say for the family, you can use 4 tablespoons. But if you're cooking egg whites, you might just want a little drizzle in your pan because otherwise you might drown them using a tablespoon of that. And I also want you to think about this. The reason I said, because you've heard me now say it's good to use, and so some people go, oh, I'm going to take me a supplement of it. No, we don't do that because if you think about this, 1 tablespoon of MCT oil has 100 calories in it. So if you just take it for the heck of it, you're just adding 100 calories. And remember, we're trying to get in that calorie deficit, so we want to pay attention to that kind of thing. But if you're utilizing it in cooking, a lot of those calories are going to burn up in cooking, okay? So you're not truly taking 100 calories in. But if you take it just as a supplement, you would be. So you don't want to do that. The name of the MCT oil that I mentioned is Zero Drag, and that's the brand that we carry at the Shibboleth store. The other brand that Travis recommends is the Now brand from Amazon. But I like for y'all to support the Shibboleth store, please. And Janine, yes. So I should go over this, so thank you for asking that. We do have some other approved oils. Our second option compared to this one would be coconut oil. Coconut oil, though, is 60% MCTs. And so it's not 100% MCT. So this one would be the best, but coconut oil is the second one. And then the other thing that you can use for cooking oil is ghee butter, G-H-E-E, ghee butter. And that's basically a clarified butter. A lot of people use that when they need that butter flavor. Making an approved grilled cheese sandwich or some other thing like that. And Tisha, now if I'm in efficient fat burning mode, I really want to be in that and utilize that MCT oil. Your fastest fat burning meals are with this MCT oil, but you can totally use cooking spray. It's either one of those is fine, it's fine. But if you look at the combination chart, which the combination chart can be found in the 10 blue links that are right above the Daily Dose videos. Actually, this week they should be called fast track videos. Sasha was supposed to change those over. Sasha is Travis's wife, by the way, if you don't know that. She was supposed to change those over to the fast track videos. I was just honored, completely honored. Travis is archiving all of his Daily Dose videos. You'll still be able to access them in the video library, but he asked me to redo all the fast track videos for new people coming in, so I was just honored for that, which is thankful. But on that combination chart, which is right above the videos, I use the one that says advanced combination chart. That's my favorite one. If you look in the red column, which we call the blowtorch column, for your fastest burning meals, it would be a category 1 lean protein plus a category 2 plus MCT. So Tisha, if you want it to be the fastest fat burning, a little addition of that MCT with that is okay. But let me clarify another thing. That would only be using egg whites. If you're using egg whites, you can use this MCT. But if you're using whole eggs, please use the cooking spray. Here's why. There's already fat in the whole eggs, okay? So cooking spray, if you're using whole eggs, if you're doing egg whites, you can use the MCT or cooking spray. All right, so now we're gonna get to the fat bus, okay? This is huge. This is the third, to me, just wow moment. Don't bring the fat bus, okay? The fat bus is insulin. And after a holiday, and I want you to know this is a lifestyle. This is the reason this is not a diet. The reason this is not a diet is because we live this forever. Don't you know you have to have something that you can stick with forever? I mean, if you start a program that you can't stick with forever, it's really a waste of your time. Thank you, Danielle. It's a waste of your time, energy, effort, and money if you can't stick with something forever. So we are going to have some holidays. Now, holidays are coming. Whether you have an unplanned holiday or whether you have a planned holiday, they come, okay? So after a holiday, just know that it is normal to have 2 perfect days before you get back into efficient fat burning. That's just the way the plan works. But the fat bus is this. The fat bus is insulin, and insulin is a hormone. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. I did not know that before Shibboleth. Insulin is a hormone, and it is a growth hormone, and it's the type of growth hormone that is a fat storage hormone. I don't know anybody that wants to just store fat on their body for no reason. It's a fat storage hormone. So it has a purpose, and when we eat foods in the right combination, we're able to control it. But before we knew this information and we were just eating things and we didn't know this, there was no way for us to get into efficient fat burning. There was no way for us to do it. We didn't know how to do it, but now we do. So think about this classic example. You go to Longhorn, you order a steak and a potato. First of all, the potato is not a reasonably sized potato. It's the size of your hand or bigger. These things are huge. So you eat this potato, that's going to bring massive, massive insulin release. So the steak, remember I said all steak is a protein plus fat. There's fat lipids in that steak. You have fat lipids at that point in time running through your body. Those fat lipids are running through their body, doing their thing. And if you paired that with that potato, the potato has the insulin release. Its job is to pick up fat. It's a fat storage hormone. So the insulin is really just doing its job. This is the thing I think it needs to be taught in schools because this is important. I think this is crucially important information because I didn't know this before I started Shibboleth. So a bus, think about a bus. A bus's job is to go around and pick up people and take them to their destination. So insulin, which we've named the fat bus, its job is to pick up fat lipids and store them on your body. So when you eat a protein plus fat now, if you will just pair it with broccoli or green beans or a side salad, there's no insulin that you've released to pick up those fat lipids that were in that steak. Amazing. That's amazing. Okay. So you just need to know that you pair it with the right thing. Now on a holiday, You can do what you want to, okay? We have those holidays and they are in there for a purpose. But you know, we don't need to be having a holiday 365 days out of the year. We need to be having more perfect days than holidays, but because this is a lifestyle, we have our holidays too. And y'all don't call them cheat days, okay? That really bugs me because we're not cheating, because both days are a part of the program. They are holidays, and I look forward to both perfect days and holidays. And you'll see people posting that after a holiday, everybody's wanting to get back to their perfect days because they're just as good, because you're eating food you like on this. You just have to combine it in the right way. There's not one thing on Shibboleth that you have to eat if you don't like it. Yay, Leslie. Awesome. Okay, I feel like there was something else I was going to say. So I'm going to go back to my 3 wow moments and we're going to wrap this up. But the 3 wow moments to me are you combine your foods in a way that control insulin, and you learn the categories and then you figure out the combinations. The MCT oil, because if we're using LCTs, we are giving our body really easy, accessible energy when we really want it to be stored, accessing stored fat. So combining foods in the right way, using the right oil, and then not bringing the fat bus. All of that is part of being able to access unwanted body fat. So to me, the Shibboleth Shield is what I use daily. Daily, I filter every single decision I make through that Shibboleth Shield. So let's say I get hungry between meals. I ask myself, are you getting your water in? If not, just head right over there. And what I like to do is I'll set my timer for 45 minutes. And I'll drink another bottle of water. I set my timer, drink another one. That's just the way I have to do it. And then I'll go, okay, am I journaling my food? And that helps just to think through your day. And then number 3, am I combining my food in the proper way? Number 4, am I portion controlling? Travis says this, if you want seconds, because some of these recipes in the recipe library are delicious and you really will want seconds. He says you can have seconds 4 to 6 hours later or tomorrow. So we can have our seconds, just not immediately. But on this program, what you really need to do is you need to think about all the things that you can have, because you can have anything you want on this program. It's just you got to combine it the right way. Or if you're wanting to eat big old pizza, then you can do an approved pizza and have it on a perfect day, or you can have it on a holiday. So you can have whatever you want on the program. It's just that you plan it out accordingly. That makes sense. Y'all ask me questions if you've got any. But for meal planning, I have put in the Fast Track group and in the Second Chance group the food I ate for the first 20 days, and then I've got 4 weeks worth of meal suggestions in there. They were from the month of December, and I'll put another one in there this week. But that just gives you some ideas of what you can look at and see to get an idea of things you might like. But I really want you to make yourself a list of your favorite 10 lean proteins, your favorite 10 fibrous carbs. And then just like you're in elementary school, take your pencil and draw a line from your chicken breast to, I think that's going to be good with that broccoli. Or I got me some lean turkey breast. I'm going to have some of that with some asparagus. Just mix and match, and then cook some of that up in some MCT oil, and you easily have 1 + 2 + MCT, your fastest fat burning combination. And last but not least, I promise you, this program, Shibboleth, this lifestyle, first and foremost, it's a ministry. I don't know, you'll figure this out. Travis is not trying to get into your pocket at all. And wellness and weight loss is a multi-billion-dollar industry. But you already know for the price that you got in at Shibboleth that he's not trying to make a mint off of you. And we also give you tons of support. So you have your Facebook groups. Now this group, the Second Chance group, and the first new member Fast Track group, this is just a 1-week group. You do this group for a week, and then after that, if you want to pop out of there, that's totally fine, because you can get notified to death these days, I know. But your silver level group, if you're a Tiger's Eye or Gold member, you would also be in Gold or Tiger's Eye, and you're going to get your support from there. Also, the Shibboleth Fixed It group. All those groups, except for Tiger's Eye, because we don't have that group yet are linked in the Facebook group that you're in here. So just go in there and join those. We have an amazing website. I'm going to show you how to use it this week with short little videos, but get in there and play. And then we have free mentor appointments. I highly suggest that you set up a mentor appointment with Joni, Kim, or Missy. So when you're looking at the website and you see Kim Shibboleth, Joni Shibboleth, or Missy Shibboleth, Shibboleth is not their last name. Shibboleth isn't anybody's last name. It's just the name of the company. But that's their alter ego on Facebook, so that they have 2 accounts. But they're your online support team. So they monitor those groups and they help answer questions, and they also do mentor appointments. And Kim Shibboleth monitors the Shibboleth Fixed It page or group. That's a group that, let's say that you want to know if something could go into the food library because you've already looked and it's not there. You take a picture of the front of the item and the nutrition label and you post it in the Shibboleth Fixed It group. She will let you know whether or not that can be approved. If it can be approved, she will add it to the food library so everybody can benefit from it. And then, I know you're having a hard time seeing that down there at the bottom, but focus on the fast track this week. It just takes a little bit of focus, and this is easy. And this will turn into your new normal. And it's going to be a weight loss and awesome lifestyle normal, I promise you. I absolutely promise you. Well, coffee, Elizabeth, coffee with sugar-free creamer, that would not affect a meal combination at all. You can have coffee with sugar-free creamer at all because that's a 0-calorie drink at that point. Yay, Megan, that's awesome. Okay, the app. Yeah, Leslie, what's going on with your app? Wendy, the cheat sheet where the combinations are listed, I'm going to show you right now. Y'all let me know. Black coffee is fine. Leslie, I had somebody else tell me today that theirs was saying syncing and it wouldn't work. I've never had mine do that. Do you have an iPhone or an Android? And Wendy, can you see my computer screen? Okay, you have an Android. Okay. Leslie, can you do me a favor and ask that question on the silver level group? Only because I don't have an Android, and some folks that do have Androids may be able to answer your question. See if they have a fix for you, okay? Wendy, okay, you can see my screen. So see right here where it says daily doses and printable resources? When you click right there, right above these videos, see these 10 blue links? So you can click on all those. See this one right here, the Shibboleth Advanced Combination Chart? That's the one I like. There it is. So it's got a little cheat sheet of the categories at the bottom, and then you've got your blowtorch column, your yellow column, and your blue column. And I call this the lifestyle column because it's like, this is the one like you've taken the scenic route to your destination. These two were super fast. This one is just a little bit slower, but you might enjoy it more. Who knows? But I'll tell you something else I do. Let's say I'm over here in the blowtorch and I'm in the red and the yellow column, and then all of a sudden I have a feeling I want to have a holiday, but I don't really want to have a holiday. I'll just move right over here into this column. I feel like I'm having a holiday, but I did not come out of EFB to do it. That's awesome, Leslie, and it's fantastic. Let me see, I have another question here I want to answer. Oh, okay, Michelle wanted me to come back and show the very first sheet. Michelle, the only sheet that was there was just me welcoming everybody to Shibboleth. And on here, these, these things that you can text Kimmy to 31996, and then you have to separately text Travis and separately text my Jason to that number, and you'll get notifications anytime they go live and that kind of thing. So the daily doses are still going to be available for you to watch, but that's not necessarily what we're doing this week. What we're, thank you, Melissa. What we're doing this week is we are watching the new Fast Track videos. If you want to go back and watch the daily doses, you totally can, because Travis is a hoot, and I just really enjoyed watching them myself. But just because things need to be freshened up every so often, the daily dose videos are going to be archived, but the Fast Track videos is what we're going to be doing this week. They will be listed in each post in the groups every single day. And you don't read them, you actually watch them. Oh, Christina, you don't have to eat eggs. What do you like to eat?